Okay, so starting on this right here, I really don't know exactly where I'm at in the editing process. So, like what part of the videos I'm on or what I'm doing. That's got to go up some, I know that. I'm still just working on trying to get everything somewhat symmetrical. And those are some cut-in cheekbones, but I kind of like that. Well, that's the way it is, so I've already cut them. I can't put them back on there. And I'll go with that and make the face on down there, or the outline of the face. And what I'm doing here over on this side, I've just done over here. What I was thinking, I was going to put a wolf headdress on this, but now the wolf headdress needs to be down here. So I've cut that out. So I've got to go with another kind of headdress or no headdress. And I think it's going to be a no headdress. And I'm trying to figure out how that's going to look. So I'm going to pause for a minute, look up some pictures. Still trying to get this the same. Really takes time to make these big high-level decisions. Let me look at this just for a minute and decide what I'm going to do. I'll get a marker and mark it up and then get to cutting. Okay, I said wolf headdress to start out, and we'll just see how that's going to look. We'll see. But I'm fixing to start cutting this out up here. And what I did is, like, if this is half the head, then that up there is going to be the top part of the head, or a little lower. Because if I set the eyes on the bottom of the half, then the half of the head is going to be like right here, or the other half. So just going to get this out. I've also got to keep in mind where I've got that carving screw in it. I get to cutting and don't pay attention to that, and then the next thing you know, I've cut it out and I've got a hole that I have to fill, and I don't want to do that. And what I would do is, like, have this be a nose, a wolf nose, something like that. Then it kind of go back. I want to keep as much of this as I can, but yet have it look somewhat realistic. that already look like a wolf to y'all? Not yet. I like this piece up here. I'm trying to leave that for a ear. Let that kind of stick up and be an ear, or part of an ear. This ear over here will be laying down, I think. I do like this cottonwood bark. If I could remember where I got it from, I'd be doing a lot better. I think it's going to look pretty nice. I really like the way that grain is looking. And really for this part now, I'm really just looking at the grain and how it looks up against his face. Got a good idea there. I think that's going to look good. Got a good idea how that's going to look. Have to straighten, do some nose work on it and straighten that up. That can come later. I'm gonna have this be hair. What I'm doing is just outlining the face there, and I want the hair to, like this would be where his chin would just, or his jawline would go on back. And then kind of a straight, but it needs to have a little curve the other way to match what the hair would look like. And I want to match those curves there. And to me, the hair, like where those cheekbones meet the hair would be the right up against the cheekbone. And this is where you kind of get to have that cheekbone real pronounced over there. And what I'm seeing right now is that I'm going to draw with this. I think the nose wouldn't be, don't want to, I want that, I nearly messed that up more than I wanted to, because I did mess it up a little bit, but always remember, like using the tools, this will have a little bit of a roundness to it. And I'll look up a wolf nose or a dog nose later. I think this is too much. I think it can come down even more like that. But I'm going to leave that because I'll end up breaking it off. So I'll leave it thick for now. This will be cut up under there more. And be, you see it kind of give. Ooh. Don't want that to tear off, so I'll get a little, I'll make a mental note not to do that again. And I do have, you can't see them, I got Santa ornaments all over there to remind me to be prepping them. And what I'm thinking I'm doing here is separating the headdress from his hair, the Indian's hair. And I want this to represent the wolf part. That way, if it works out the way I'd like for it to, I won't have to texture the wolf part or paint it, because it'll already be kind of a gray color. I'll just put a little indication in there with the V tool of what I'm going for on that. Normally I'd go back in there with another gouge to, but I just want to kind of, oops. I'll do like that, and may have to cut some of that tip that I was breaking off right there, may end up coming off anyway. And then I'll do the same thing over here on this side. I'm going to slide, I'll turn this sweep over and slide it up that side of the face to put the way the hair curves, and then go back in and cut the edge of the, outline the face there. And I'll probably have to go back in there and finish that up with a knife or get some different chisels, but and then I'll, same thing I'm doing over here on, as I look at it, the left side as I did over here, just kind of outlining where I think his hair would be as opposed to the headdress. Man, you can see like a natural crack. thinking about naming this guy One Ear or something, because it's going to have this one ear standing up, and I don't know if I can make that one look like a folded down ear or not, but again, we'll just see how that pans out. And I'm just going to work that down. Just carving up under that, just straight across. And what I was doing over there is like up in this part, I carve under here. I want a good shadow. Just want that part just hanging off, and then I'll adjust. I really like the way that hangs down, but really that'd be a bit much, so I'll carve that off, go with a smaller gouge, and also trying to leave enough of his own hair where I can kind of have a hairline like that. And that's what I did over here. Where you can't see. So just going to keep going with smaller gouges. I'm doing the same type of work over here. And when some of those, when it breaks off a little bit, it's no big deal, because those pelts would not, more than likely wouldn't have just a smooth edge. So where they break off, I'll just go in with the gouge and go ahead and get all that and get all that off. And I will do different sizes to make it look what I would think is normal. Like just pop that and see where that's popped off. Just get that out of there. And a lot of times it looks better to go up. And as I get closer to the finishing, I'll make those texture marks on up there. But right now I'm wanting to lay that hair in there and getting it to look where it doesn't look too thin up here, because I don't think they did much of a perm type hairdo, so it was all pretty natural the way theirs laid. I do know, like right here, this would kind of just come straight down. So I need to take that off. If I can say, oh, this and that, and you know, look at the wolf headdress. But I want the face to really stand out first and foremost. Got the basic shapes in there, so now it's really just to kind of take everything out that doesn't look like hair. Okay, now I'm going up here and working on this ear a little bit. I kind of want it to have a kind of a natural fold. And I don't really right now, I don't know if I'm going to keep it like that because the lack of one over here is going to kind of stand out, but it would also make it interesting. So we'll see. I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of folded over there. Knock that little point off. I think I will just put that line up there as to where it would be. We'll have to see about that. I'll have to work that in somehow.